Hello, everyone. Happy day, happy day. Do I have a story for you? So, I have been going to the post office a lot this since it warmed up on what day is it today? Wednesday? Yeah. I went to the post office yesterday, but I went last week quickly to weigh portraits going to Australia. So that's how it all started. Last week I did manage to shuffle out, I think, once to the post office. And it's only a couple blocks. Hello, everyone. It's only a couple of blocks away. So I go walking over there. It's been minus 30, balls cold here in Canada. And uh, hello. Oh, you guys are all so cool yourselves. Anyways, 17 of you um, on the 17th of February. So I go marching down there today, and I've got uh, one of these, but it's wrapped in this. Okay, so I bought three of these big bubble wrap things. I asked the guy how much it's going to cost, how much it's going to weigh. Gives me estimates on all of that. Couple days ago. And really nice guy, doesn't give me grief. I've got my I'm exempt button on, blah, 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 blah. So today I take them in there to go finally ship them off because the payments were getting accepted in PayPal. And PayPal's another story, I got to tell you that. Um, so I go in there and Aileen's Q-pop going to Ireland. I believe that's what I remember. Oh my, I did so many postings today. Anyways, they all went to the right spot because I just basically took it from your email and put it on there. I know you're getting your right stuff. Don't freak out. Anyways, my mind's a little bit jumbled because of this happening. So I'm in there getting the first portrait weighed, and it it's whatever getting shipped off, and they're telling me about it's so stupid, the shipping differences, and I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. I'm like, well, that's not really what you said. I'm gonna have to take these other ones back home and rewrap them. And because the price difference was like, I go, I don't even know what you measured before. Like, I was curious, but I didn't complain to him about any of that. I was just going through the transaction, and he asked me about custom forms, and I go, I don't know anything about those. And he hands me, I'll just use one of these cards because it's one of my deck of cards. It's funny. Hands me one of these, and he goes, "This, you need to go home and fill these out online." And and then like it just snap. It must have been a trigger for him or something. It's just like, go home, fill these out on your phone. Don't fill them out like this. He goes, "You can go." He goes, "I could have refused service on you." Like, I swear to God, it was exactly like that. "I could have refused service on you, but I know you're exempt and you don't have your button." And I'm like, what does me having to do with not wearing anything? He's got a mask on himself, and he's behind plexiglass. Okay. And we're social distancing. The trifecta. Oh, and the quadruple, whatever they call it, because he's got hand sanitizer handy. So I'm like, I go, what does me having not to do with what? He goes, well, I could have refused service. You can go somewhere else if you don't want to fill those out online. And I'm like, excuse me? I go, why did you just go like from 0 to 60 rude? I don't, what does me, like, I was sitting there confused, and I said, I'm exempt. He goes, oh, I know you are. He goes, but you can still come in and wear one of those things on your face. I said, you don't have dominion over me, buddy. You can't tell me what to put on my face. I said, exemption and exemption. And the bylaw. And I said, not to mention, this $10 bill has our Charter of Rights on it, our Bill of Rights. That trumps your mandate. I'm a living being, and you don't tell me. I said, and I'm not meaning to be rude. I was very polite the whole time, which was surprising for me. I know, I know. And he goes, oh, that's what he did. He goes, He goes, "Well, I don't know why you won't just wear one of those." And I said, "It's not your concern." He goes, "Well, yeah, it is. I can refuse service." And he runs into the back and he gets this piece of paper. And he's like, I go, he goes, "Right here in highlight, I can refuse service." And I said, "Right here on my Bill of Rights is the Charter of Right that says you're a government employee and you're working for the post office. That's pertaining to shipping laws. My human rights trump any stupid mandate. And mandates are for a corporation. I'm not a corporation, dude. You can't tell me what to do. No one, not even a police officer." And he goes, "Well, I don't know why you just won't wear one." I said, "I have PTSD. I was raped by somebody holding my hand over my face like this." And he was like, "Well, I don't need to know that." And I said, "No, you don't, but you keep forcing the issue." And the two ladies, one was the clerk and one was the cashier or the person getting their post office. They were like this. And I said, "You have no business as an employee telling people what to do. Zero. Zero." And I said, "This is 11 months in the game. I'm not trying to be a dick, but if your mask works and the hand sanitizer work and this glass works, why are you even concerned with what's going on here? I'm just curious." It makes 0 sense to me. "Well, I can refuse service," but I'm being nice. I said, "You are being rude." And I said, "Threatening me with going somewhere else and telling me to go to another store is prejudicial and against my human rights. You're assuming I have COVID. I don't have COVID." I said, "You're sitting there fearful, telling me I should be wearing one of these because you're assuming I have I didn't say that. I said, "Well, then what are you implying by me putting you at risk by not wearing a mask? What other than could it be? What could it be?" I'm confused. So I was just like, "What's your name?" And he's like, "I don't know, somebody Tremblay." And I said, "Okay, thank you. What's your employee number?" And while I was asking him that, the lady clerk was looking at him and she's like, just you could tell she wasn't making any like maneuvers, but she was very empathetic with me. Like, just I go, "I'm just not understand. Like, I just asked you for a customs form, dude. I'm the one filling it out. It has nothing to do with you. Get over yourself." Like, I go, "I'm not being tracked by customs on my phone, period. What happened to pen and paper? Punch it into your computer. God, like, a couple more keystrokes." But anyways, and, by the way, I put it on Raven Moonstone. I signed the package Raven Moonstone. I ain't giving anyone my straw man name. They can go F themselves. Anyways, I just like crazy. So I got home and I was really upset. And oh, but before I left, the lady, clerk, wrote down the number, the 1-800 number. And she's like, "Please call," in big letters, and leaves it on the counter for me to pick up while I'm walking out the door without him seeing. So I was like, "Thanks." And I take the thing all nonchalant, put it in my pocket with my rest of my bills and leave and come home. I'm on hold the whole time I rewrapped all the portraits. And I said, I don't wanna complain about I don't want the guy to be fired, but he must know that he cannot do this, especially to women. Like, that's a big trigger, and the lady at Canada Post, I phoned head office in, like, Ottawa. It wasn't anywhere near Calgary. So, I know that they instantaneously did something because I went back to the post office 45 minutes later, maybe an hour later, and had the packages, and he comes out in there, and I go, "You can go get someone else if you like." And he came out, and he was nice as fucking pie to me. No issue, no nothing. It was like nothing ever happened. He was back to the same old person he was before he offered me that stupid was so dumb. I'm like, "I'm not putting up with people's shit, and neither should anybody else, and follow my lead." Like, I was very, very calm with him, and even at one point, I'm like when he kind of laughed at me of having PTSD, I said, "It's a real mental illness." He was like, kinda laughed it off, and I'm like, "Clearly you're mentally ill, but light and love to you, buddy." I said, "Light and love to you." Like, I really do wish you light and love on your journey of educating yourself. I'm here to educate you. He goes, this whole thing's being recorded. And I'm like, thank goodness. I wasn't gonna let him intimidate me. You have no dominion over me, dude. You just don't. So I'm just standing in my own little personal happy power and knowing that can't do shit to me, dude. Yeah, I said even the police, even if you were to call the police can't do anything. They don't need to know why I'm maskless. I said 11 months into the game, aren't you a little bit wondering why nobody's gotten like anything? And when I was on the phone with the Canada Post officials, like I said to the lady, I said, I have lupus. I said, I've walked around for 11 months with no mask, touching dirty door handles. And I said, I might add, the door handle on that post office is strewn with mud. They haven't washed it in probably 3 months. And everybody's grubby little paws on there. Like, come on, come on. I go, what about the door handles? I said, and if that guy's so fearful, he shouldn't be working in a post office. Like, that's the last place you want to work if you're a germaphobe. Whatever. Like, I think we should get together because one of the stores that's the worst here in town, which cracks me the fuck right up, is the Goodwill store. So you want our free shit, our free dirty shit. You want us to put our free dirty shit under this little carport for you to, rifle through and take what you want to sell and make a profit in your store, but you won't let me come in without a mask. They refuse everyone. You don't, and they, even if it's like down under they'll come around and police you and they'll kick you right out of the store. They refuse service on you. And I'm like, I'm not ever going to any Goodwill stores again. After they did that to me, you're not getting anything free from me ever again. I'll just give it to somebody else I know that needs it. So go fuck yourself. I thought you were nice people. So just vote with your dollar. So, but yeah, Irina, this is how you get out of going to Costco. First of all, cancel your Costco card, number one, because they've been spying on you ever since day one. They took your picture and made you a member. And that company is owned by the same people that spy on with TikTok, and it's in the China. That's where they're owned. So yeah, I don't support them at all and haven't. Yeah. Yeah, they are disgusting. And by the way, one of the ladies went in with her Costco card and the mask police came up to her and she's like, I never got a mailed notification and I'm a member here. I can shop, goodbye. And she walked right past them. That's what she did. They have to mail you notifications and they have to prove that it's a dangerous, deadly disease. Yes, everybody canceled their Crapco cards. Yeah. So I am in a happy mood. I'm excited because I'm going to go through Tracy. Congratulations, got the swirly painting and the chill the F out painting. I'll just remind everybody what the paintings are. Doop, 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 doop. Okay, first of all, Christy from Australia is the proud owner of the owl. Got shipped off today to Australia, and then Kieran's is up on deck. That's his Willie. I got Kieran's Willie ready to go. He lives in Australia. Aileen's got the cute pop, pop, pop. And where is my Sassy Spice? Samantha has the sunset. She just picked that up last week. And this is going to England to Christy, chill the F out. I think I got those right. So yes. Yeah. So there. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So I'm going to, and thank you to everybody who purchased my art. I'm really, really grateful. I'm super, super grateful. So I use lots of the money to, first of all, ship the portraits. Canada Post is retarded. I'll tell you how ridiculous they are. Okay, so I was trying to describe this the other day. So The 16 by 20 is the biggest portrait I will ever ship. And I will let you know that's with Express Post. It's $87.83 to ship that Express Post with tracking. All right. If you don't have any of that stuff on, it's still $55. What the anyways, it's stupid. No, it was $65, something like that. It was like $22, $23 different dollars difference. It's a hose job. So, but Australia is funny. From Canada to Australia, Express Post, where you pay an arm and a leg, like Express Post. This is the fastest you can possibly get there, is $100. I'm not joking. And then the regular way is like $25. And it comes a week later, maybe $30. I don't know. I can't remember what it is. It will take anywhere from Canada to Australia, COVID or no COVID, at least 3 weeks to 6 weeks for anything to get to Canada. So from Canada. So just be patient. And then unless you paid for Express Post, then Express Post had to be done on the 16 by 20 because it was big and the cost effective. It was just easier to do it that way. But the other one was a little bit more reasonable. So yeah, but shipping here is an arm and a leg. I know because I shipped the same thing, these portraits in the same bubble wrap from England to Canada. When I was over the first time, I donated some portraits to a children's charity. I think, one or two. I donated Daryl from The Walking Dead, and I can't remember one other one. And I shipped them overseas, and I think it was £5. £5. So that's like $7.50. Corporate hose jobbers. So yes, so that's where it's at with that. So been a fun day so far, and we're almost at 17 minutes. So let's give this a shuffle. Ooh, one's coming out right now. I'm almost dropped the whole deck. So I love you guys, by the way. I'm so grateful. Yeah, in the States, it's crazy to go to the States. It's around the same price to send it to the States as it is to send it across Canada. Actually, some of them are cheaper to go to the States than across Canada. Same with flights, ironically enough. Ooh, look at those big nuggets just want to come out. I think those are like 4 cards, maybe even 5. Wow, it's a busy reading today. We have 5 cards, you guys. 5 cards. And this morning I woke up and I knew I was off a little bit. I talked to Sapphire and I was just like, we were talking about a couple of things organizationally with Telegram. And she's driving, so I had to talk to her first thing in the morning. And I was like, I don't know. I don't think I should be online much today, and I don't think I should be out in public. So you are what you attract. I'm just saying. Be very careful of where your energy flows. I had to come home and just be like, you know what? That dude just doesn't have a clue. He's breathing in his own air all day, and he's kind of. So the first card that popped out, love it, love it, love it. The Merlin, number 1 of the Matrix melting. Oh, I've already painted a couple of Matrix pictures. I'll have to show you one of them. Or maybe I painted over it. I can't remember. So the other 4 cards. Love. The Dragon. The Wind Fairy. Oh my goodness. And Risk. That's hilarious. This is hilarious. Alchemy. Justice. And that's just pretty much what happened just now. Just read your email. Oh, good. Yay. Okay, so where's my book? So this is what we're reading from. So the Merlin was the first card that wanted to be. So it's about alchemy, justice, and balance. The Merlin is the messenger of initiation, and alchemy is both the magician and the high priest. He is the masculine keeper of magic and has the ability to turn iron into gold. The Merlin says, you have all you need to move forward. Rejoice that all the elements you require for success. Rejoice that all the elements you require for success are indeed present. You are given notice that when it comes to your life and its purpose, the magical aspect of the Merlin can be summoned to help you find an answer that is within you. When the Merlin appears, he tells you that justice will be done in matters of your query, but not by any forceful actions. Instead, ask yourself what you need to do to bring balance into your life. Are you working too hard? Perhaps overthinking things? Do you have enough downtime? The answers you seek are not found in obvious places. It's time to go within through meditation and prayer and ask Spirit world of the Merlin's magical influence to send you signs and omens to help you chart your course. The Merlin says that he will lend you his wisdom and magic on this leg of your journey until you can claim it as your own. His message is always be in the world, but not of it, and wear it as a cloak about your shoulders. You will never have to look outside of yourself for answers when the Merlin appears. Remember, all signs and omens sent by the Merlin are but reflections of that which is within you already. Boop, 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 boop. Yes, I did. It's at the beginning. You'll have to rewind the post office story, Aileen. So funny. So, yeah, the struggle was real, okay? The struggle was real. Just kidding. I wanted to talk about yesterday's cards yesterday. I'm redundant. They were 37 and 47. I forgot to say that the 3 and the 7 also add 7. So the two cards added up 777. Boom. So today we've got 45 for love. We all know about the 45. This marker reminds you to show kindness and compassion to whom you meet in your path, be it a beggar on a street corner, a coworker, a family member, an animal, or a plant whose leaves need pruning. This marker asks you to shift perception from yourself as a solitary person on the earth to one who's part of a living system. That's kind of what I was saying. It's so divisive having people fight over and police each other. That's just baloney. I think the word Gestapo came out of my mouth this morning. I think that was the meanest thing. Like, you're not the Gestapo, dude. It's not your job. Love is what made you, so keep it flowing. Remember to receive love as well. Ask yourself, am I blocking love? I probably am. This marker reminds you that you're also as connected to all of life as it is to you, and that you're responsible to be the steward of love of the goddess. Love is without conditions. It is respectful, mindful, sees all life as sacred, and acts in accordance. Love reminds you that this very planet is a living being. Love is the very essence of the divine in you, and it sees the divine in others. This is the time to see through the eyes of love and always ask before you act. What would love do? The answer will always bring you extraordinary power. This marker is a very fortunate omen, or fortunate and transformative omen. Oh my goodness. My mouth is getting ahead of my brain. So, the dragon is about power and strength. These are all perfect cards together. So, this is pretty much what we're going to have to be going through right now. Risking our love and our power and our strength through words, intellect, and analysis. So, it's very, 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 but we have the balance to do it. I love this card reading. Wow, this is a powerful time coming ahead. You know that, right? Okay, so the dragon, card 24. The dragon comes to you to offer you its power and strength to protect you and fortify you on this leg of your journey. The dragon symbolizes true power and reminds you that this infinite source is not found within your personality or ego. True power resides deep within your soul, so call on dragon's spiritual power and strength, and you will find a vast resource to strengthen your resolve through more morality, integrity, and purpose. If you're struggling with these issues, the dragon will restore them to you. Remember that the power of the spiritual world can never be broken, and the true strength is found within, not in the outside world. Never mistake a gentle man for a weak one. Watch for a signal. The dragon always makes the next step clear and gives you the power to take it. Woo! I got to tell you a funny story after I'm done reading this card, okay? These cards. Just remind me. The Wind Fairy. It's kind of about this card. The Wind Fairy whispers that the power of thoughts manifests the unseen into the physical. Take time to observe your predominant thoughts. Are they positive? Do they reflect empowering concepts, or are they negative and disempowering? When you tune into how your mind is focused, you will surely see the relationships between your environment and the thoughts you're thinking. To change the world of outer conditions, you must first change the way you think. The wind fairy also reminds you of the power of intellect. It's a good time to use the power of your analytical mind. Think before you act. This is not a time to be impulsive action. A well thought out strategy will yield a positive result. So it's literally exactly what's going on right now with everything that we learned, and everything that's going on behind the scenes. Everything doesn't appear the way it is to others. And a lot of truthers are coming to a point where their awakening is blossoming and blossoming even further, and they're integrating their downloads and appreciating all their triggers. And then there's others who are awake, but they're not integrating those new messages and frequencies and integrating them by working through their triggers. So they're kind of like, if you will, like plateauing, you know, instead of kind of doing the ebb and flow of letting it go. It's kind of more of steps, I find, very firm steps. Okay, I'm going to stand on this ladder for a while, rung of the step, and then see how that goes. And what we should be doing is just letting it flow, everything, just letting it flow and surrendering it to love. That's what this is really telling me to, is to turn that alchemy and transmute all of that energy into love. So on with the risk card. And this is one of our favorite cards. We know that, right? This marker brings excitement to your path. You cannot know the outcome of the action you're being called to take until you do it. In this way, you're required to be blind in the forest for a time, risking all you know and you've acquired on your journey for the potential of something better. Perhaps the training you require demands faith in what you cannot experience with your five senses, but reliant on the sixth sense, your intuition. It can provide you with another type of sight to aid in your journey. Very important questions can be answered now. Is engaging in the situation worth the risk, or does my inner set tell me to wait until another opportunity comes? Am I willing to learn a lesson of defeat and surrender to the promise of the unknown potential? Pray for guidance and ask for a sign. If the answer is yes, take the risk. If no, rest, regroup, and wait until the divine will of the divine mystery. Another sacred journey marker may reveal the answer. So we just had it all together here. So yay. Um, yes. Oh, thank you, Wendy, for the much love and positive vibes. So while I'm reading cards and stuff, it's like other thoughts are like my mouth is reading something, but my head is thinking something completely different. I don't know if anybody else does that. If you've learned that your brain can do two things at the same time, even if one is talking and reading words and the other one's thinking. I don't know. I do that a lot of times while I'm playing the guitar and singing. Like I'll be doing three things at once, but thinking of a completely different thing. And the more I've learned to compartmentalize, I can focus on taking my thoughts into my subconscious reality, if that makes any sense to you. So I've been trying to be more conscious of what those thoughts are telling me, and how they're keeping my energy flowing, and making sure I am integrating all of these downloads. So, yes, we are multidimensional beings. So there's a in the group chat. It's kind of funny. I always like the little conversations that go on. However, I will say if I don't support something, um, like somebody's political views and agendas, like of going up to Edmonton and impeding on their rally. I don't agree with that. So I'll say, but one of the funniest things, and don't take any offense to this, is everybody discern for yourself, is what shape is the earth? That's my favorite thing that people say it's flat, no, it's round, no, it's round, no, it's this, no, it's that. And I have my own theories on it, and this is my theory. It's just my theory and my opinion. And based on all the things I've heard and the fact that it's snowing in Greece now, like when we have snow here, Greece is not like that. That's not a normal temperature for Greece. Greece is a very beautiful place. I was there just in 2019. It's square, right? It's oval. Well, this is how I see Earth, okay? It's like north to south is kind of like this, and east to west goes like this. and all around in a ball. So it may look like it's flat, I guess, to some, but it's like our DNA. Like if you take a strand of our DNA and chop it in half like this, it's the flower of life. Okay? So when we're all cleaned up and connected, it's the same, I believe, turned on inside of each other. So it's the same appearance as a flower of life or a tree of life, sacred geometry, vortices at all points, they connect, doing this energy boom, boom, boom. And it's been reported that you can go from the North Pole to the South Pole in 15 minutes or some crap through like these ways to now whether or not that's a thing, but this is how I've always I didn't think it was ever like this. I did think it's been more like this. I didn't know about the 4-point pools, but there are 4 apparently. So, and I think when we are all cleaned off of our DNA, all of our DNA and our vibrations, you know, when they do those, oh, I'm getting truth bumps, so I'm supposed to continue on this. I'm just going to get a piece of paper. So, you know, when they hook up music and it shuffles and it's at 432 megahertz and it makes a pattern here. That's how we all are too. It's like the tiny grains of sand in this pattern of the sacred geometry. So, as soon as our resonance, frequency, and vibration and sound, I believe, goes from 7.83, where we were held, to or somewhere around there, all the way up to 4 or 500. And that's why we get these spikes like, and they stay longer so we can integrate this and it shuffles off like cleaning off sledge. That's why we're so tired and we have headaches. It's constantly getting a pineal punch. And it's like, just imagine things being picked off and then woven golden threads back together. And we can't see these frequencies. We can't see that, but this is what's really happening. So it's my understanding is we keep shuffling around like grains of sand in this swirling vortices. And when we're all cleaned off and connected in our perfect vibration, we are the tree of life and we vote with our heart frequency where we do no harm to each other. We're just all realizing that we are literally all one through sound vibration on based on love frequencies, love and light. So that's, I don't know, call that some weird irrational uh, uh theory or whatever. Yeah, thank you. 432 hertz. Thank you. Um uh I think that's where we're coming to, and when we get to this fully beautiful connected sacred geometry connection where it's like, you know, our heart vibrations are doing this, that's the same thing. You see the frequencies when you have fear, your heart vibration goes from here to your stomach and around here. But when we focus on love, our frequency, if we're just keep sending, like I send that guy light and love, I really feel bad for people like that. I'm like, didn't call you stupid, you're ill-informed, you know, and I have to keep changing my thoughts. But when we keep vibrating just nothing but pure love and working through those triggers so we can say, you know what, I love you, man. I'm sorry for you. I love you. Like a total, they would label us hippie, tree hugger, whatever you want to call us, just an utter, peaceful, blissful, no matter what somebody says or does, I still love you, right? Place. And until we all get up there, it's like picking up like a magnet. The people who are doing the work are going up, collecting up by the magnet. Really, like we're getting that filter. I'm not saying we, but you know, people who are doing a lot of focus, they're the ones that you know are making their way a little bit easier, I guess. And the ones that are like, no, I don't want to listen to you. You're all crazy and spiritual, like whatever. They're living in 3D. They're not even getting where the shuffle is even coming to. So there's no magnet. They're really detaching from any information. And yeah, so that's how I see it. Yeah, density. Yes, exactly. So I was yes, the movie Avatar, exactly. That's exactly how much I've Yes. Yay. Okay, great. I'm so glad it's converted getting everybody on the you're all crazy and spiritual. Oh, of course. That's the way we should be, right? So, I've always been like this, but I have a hard time had a hard time, I guess, expressing myself to other people because as soon as you start talking about stoner theories, they're like, "What are you smoking? Can I have some of that?" So you guys are all in my vibe. I don't care what you say. So there if you even knew part of what I was saying. Yeah. Strange you say though, thought my ex can be a trigger. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. A friend of mine's ex is being a dick. There's no other way to describe his behavior. He's just being a dick. And I honestly, it triggered me because of like every boy that every man, like boy, I'll just call them boys because they're not men, let's be honest. Every boy that I dated that was acted like that boy, like that dick boy, it triggered me. So for the last week, I've been like, I gotta really work on some shit. Like, I haven't thought about an ex-husband in like 15 years, and all of a sudden, I'm like, why? Why do I even care? I don't care. Like, I just don't. So you have to kind of convert it. It's like see why you're even getting mad. And like even today, I wasn't angry. I was just so frustrated. I think that's the best way. Yeah. Dick boy, exactly. And they don't have PENISs, they have wieners. They're just being wieners. They have wieners. I don't even consider a dick pic like a wiener. It's just a wiener picture. Like, what am I gonna do with that? That's like a dead mouse. Thanks, cat. You just brought me a dead mouse. Like, I can't play with it. I don't want to touch it. And are you really sure it's that big? I know about photography. Okay. Forget it. Yes. Yeah, we've been doing yeah, I know the vibes are kind of hitting everybody. So meditation is probably the best thing to do it is just keep surrendering it to love. Salt water bath. Seriously, I swear by them. I also put zeolite in my bathtub too and do a lot of that. Now's the time to do a little bit uh a lot of work. I mean, it's like everybody's having to do that. It's just getting rid of our past life things too. It's not just this DNA sequence, it's our parents' DNA, it's our grandparents' DNA. So if I was thinking about it in all of my pity party victim bear skin is like, I got to work through my grandfather being in a concentration camp now. Oh, I got a lot of wiener work to do. I'm just kidding. I could look at it like that, but I don't. I choose to pick and choose the DNA you want to make. Empower yourself. I don't feed my victim bear hardly ever. No, I try and stick up for myself. And yeah, that's about where it's at. But Epsom salts baths are so good for you because the salt actually it really detoxifies a lot of negative vibrations. Like a lot of negative vibrations. It cleans your pores, it relaxes you. Yes, I would definitely. Yes, you were adopted at 3 months. This is great. Oh yeah, yeah. Like you have no idea. Like that's what I said to like. Even if I look at my family, I have some siblings that don't know their fathers. Like they might as well be adopted. You know, we can always guess and we can always play the fun who's your daddy game like we used to. Honestly, my sisters and I have a big laugh on occasion about the baby daddy in our family. It's just silly. Silly game. Like who cares really? But it is like they were being adopted. Like they don't know who like where they get their looks from or whatever. And all three of us girls look completely different. All three of us girls completely different. I think my older sister and I kind of look the same. We both have like this widow's peak here on our hairdo. And we both have brown eyes. And she has really luscious, beautiful, beautiful hair. Oh my god, my older sister's always had, like, gorgeous hair, except for when she went through, "I'm gonna dye it and look like an '80s Metallica rock star groupie," and I'm like, I didn't like that look at all. It aged her a lot. She did that for about 10 years and then went to her natural color, and I'm like, "Oh, thank god, she just looks so much better." Um, oh, that's awesome that you look like your adopted mom, that's kinda cool. Um, who's your daddy? What was your weird question? I didn't even see that. Sorry. I keep hearing about, will that make my eczema flare up? No, actually, you know what I heard to get rid of your eczema, or you can just try it? Because my oldest son has it really bad, or eczema, however people wanna pronounce it. Um, Try not eating wheat and dairy for about a week or 2, and see if that helps. And wheat, dairy, and corn are usually 3 triggers that I found for, and just overall dry areas. But I used to have it myself on my elbows and all along my. I even have scars here from like in the 90s from it really bad. And when I was waitressing, people were such a-holes. They'd be like, "Oh, did you wipe out on your bike?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it really hurt." Like, fuck off. People are so dumb. So, also anything with nightshade, don't eat. That's a good call. And also, use do use zeolite. It's like clay. It's all it is like sea clay that they dry out. And you need a like coffee grinder to grind it. If you get it in a big bag, it's like 20 bucks from the store or something, gardening store. But yeah, just sprinkle it in your bathtub and it's really good for your skin and it detoxes you. So thank you guys. I love you. Yeah. And also um what else did I find? I'm just trying to think. There's some essential oils that are really good for skin issues, and I wanna say frankincense and tea tree and, what was the other one? My friend made this really good bar with cocoa, shea butter in it, to get the oils to adhere to it properly, and cocoa, that shea stuff that, like, right from like without being too emulsified is really really good for your eczema as well. So and drink lots more water. Apples are supposed to help too. So a lot of fruit and apples. Yeah, apples especially. So I don't know. It's the pectin. It is true. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. No lie. So, yeah. The other thing, if you guys hadn't seen why the that 20-cent cure out there or whatever, however much that pill is for the CV thing, is the vitamin D is really important to cover your cells. So going outside and getting sunlight is super important. Sunlight is so important for protecting all of your cells. Sunlight and water, plenty, and drink tonic water if you don't have that other stuff. So, vitamin D, and make sure that you're getting plenty of it through natural vegetables. So, Kelly and Wes have been telling me they've been eating nothing but fruits and stuff like that. And it's like they feel so completely healthy and in tune with their bodies and much better off. So I'm not quite there yet. I'm still baking friggin' blueberry muffins. I'm not gonna lie. But it is funny. I saw my neighbor from Christmas when I made those banana muffins and put them down in my foyer. This lady up on the 8th floor. Um, she's like, "Those are your muffins? I love those muffins. I took like 4 of them. I hope you don't mind." I'm like, "That's what they're there for." I'm sure people were afraid they had COVID anyways. She kinda laughed. She doesn't buy the shit anyway either. So I finally was like, I don't know what unit she lives in, and I have a whole bunch of more muffins I wanted to give away because I can't keep giving them to my son and his daughter-in-law. I love baking. So and I don't eat them. So anyhow, long story short, I see her today as, of course, I'm thinking about her. There she is. And I'm like, "Hey, what unit do you live in?" She's like, "Why?" She forgot who I was. I'm like, "I wanna give you some muffins." She's like, "Oh, I love your muffins." I was like, so weird and funny, yelling at each other down the street about muffins. So, yes, I love cinnamon. You're gonna make me wanna make some cinnamon rolls. Oh, no sunlight in North Carolina for days. Still go outside, get some fresh air. I know it sucks. I can't stand that. That's Vancouver. I lived in Vancouver area for so long. Oh my god, it's so depressing. February is the worst month. It's like suicide month. I'm not exaggerating. It's ironic that I'm saying that because my mom did commit suicide in February, but it's because it's lack of sunlight. It's people don't go outside. They're here. It's typically cold, and yeah, so go outside, get some fresh air. Oh, now I want cinnamon buns. There. You guys are all gonna have make me make cinnamon buns. I even have cream cheese icing. Oh, I don't have icing. I don't buy icing sugar. That's the only thing I don't like. Ugh, I don't know why I don't like icing sugar. It's weird. I know. I think it's just gross. I don't know. I like the more of the, like when you make a glaze or something out of like, yeah, brown sugar glaze or, yeah. Aw. Oh, I didn't know that, Sarah. Aw. Well, light and love to you. Butter icing, yum. Yeah, I don't know. I need to I've been out walking, okay? I went out for a walk for 2 hours yesterday. Me and Sassy Spice walked around. Went to, our weed store, and she got some really good advice, so it was good. Now everybody wants muffins. I know, you're welcome. Oh my god. Okay, so you wanna know what kind of muffins I made? And this is why Cat and Cash come over. I'm just kidding, because they bring me I need and visit. But, I made, blueberry muffins where I put quite a bit of blueberries in there. These are just plain blueberries, muffins. They're really light and flush. They're gourmet muffins. So you're welcome. Oh, you made a pot of chili last night? Hey, funny you should say that. You know what I made? I'll say I call it Indian chili. I took both of my favorite foods and I combined them. So this is what I made, and people would go, "Ew, that's disgusting." Try it. I swear to God, you will love it. And it's vegetarian. There's cream in it. So I made butter chicken sauce, but I didn't obviously use chicken. And I used mushrooms, onions, red pepper, big cloves of garlic, sweet potatoes, and then I put a can of brown beans in there and I mixed it all together and I cooked it. Yum. Yum, 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 yum. So I still have some left. I'm gonna have to invite Cat and Cash over and serve it on rice. Does Uber Eats deliver in Ontario? Not my muffins. Funny because when I talked to oh, there's my water way over there. When I was talking to one day I had, I think, oh yeah, my 2 friends were over here having some warm muffins out of the Easy Bake Oven, and Melinda phoned, and she's like, "What are you guys doing?" And I'm like, "They're both eating my nice warm muffin." And she's like, "Oh my god." So for about 2 weeks after, she's like, "Anybody eating your muffin today?" I was like, "No." No, Rob, you can't eat my muffin. I'm just killing myself today. You're welcome. Oh, hilarious. Warming up. Oh, yes, 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 yes. So, great, Jojo. We'll place the double order. Yeah, you guys make muffins among yourselves. I'll connect with yourselves. I'm not blushing. I'm having a hot flash, actually. I was having a hot flash. Oh, you know what I started doing more and more of? Every time I see my little man, my 6'5" and a half foot Sasquatch youngest boy, he comes upstairs yesterday to borrow bum some bus money, which is fine. I love the kid and I love seeing him. But I'm like, "Can I give you a third eye kiss?" He's like, "What is that?" This is started last week. And I'm like, "I just want to kiss you here." And he's like, has his sweaty little toque on and lifts his head up and give him a kiss right here. And I'm like, "Did that help you through your day?" He goes, "Yes, mommy, it helped quite a bit." It's so cute. He calls me mommy. Yes, he's actually my uh he's my tallest one at 6'5.5". He's the youngest, and the oldest one is the shortest. Actually, the two youngest, I only have three. I only have three. Like I have like a baseball team, and I lost six of them along the way. I only have three left. Um, my oldest one is 6'2", and my second son is 6'5", but he's like really he's a he's a big boy. Like he was the one that was born 11 pounds and 24 inches long, and he never stopped growing ever, ever. Well, he did now. I guess he's like. And then my youngest one, he'll be 22 in September, so he hasn't gotten the man bulk yet. That happens between about 22 and 25 years old, where if they're going to bulk up, they bulk up in that area across the chest, or they just remain skinny. And my oldest is they're all slender. None of them have ever been chubby, except for like the second one when he was a kid. He just had this big, we called him Pumpkin. I still do. I don't care. He's got a big pumpkin head. Eat. Yeah. So you have four sons. Yay. The tallest is 6'4". So Bethany. Don't you just feel like how tall are you, Bethany? I'm 5'9.5", so I knew my kids were gonna be not short. I knew all of them were gonna be tall because I am a tall woman. So I would have been surprised. But you know who surprises me the most is my niece Sophia. Like Melinda, I'm gonna probably fuck up her height, but she's like a little teeny weeny being. She's like in a size 0, and I think she's like 5'3" or 5'4", and her ex is 5'9", around my height, maybe 5'10", tops. Their daughter's 13, and she's 6 feet tall already. My niece is 13 years old and 6 feet tall already. So, see, yeah, you're 5'5". Oh yeah, I used to be 5'10" too. Don't worry, I'll shrink a little. You know what works good for shrinkage? Guys, pay attention. No, I'm just kidding. Inversion beds. You might want to put a weight on it if you're inverting other things for length. I'm just kidding. Yeah. So, anyhow, wow, that's crazy. He's 18, 6 feet. Wow, that's awesome. I love having boys for like kids. I don't know. My two youngest nieces lived with me for a period of time too, and it was wonderful having them because all three of them lived with me at some point, but not all together, I don't think. If I did, I was probably in a fog and I don't remember that. But the two youngest were with me for a summer, and then the youngest stayed with me for a while. My youngest niece, my sister's oldest, youngest. I mean, and so the one liked cooking and one liked cleaning. I was in heaven, man. Like it was a stressful time for me, so they were very helpful. Yeah, my boys were little hooligans at times. So egging buses and lighting fireworks in the tennis court and shit like that. Yeah, them boys, them boys. But girls can cause as much grief or more sometimes. So yes, your 11-year-old granddaughter is tall. Oh wow, she's gonna be tall too. Yeah, I think we're reaching the empowered female where we're coming into our power and we're like, don't fuck with us. We're taller than you. Yeah, you're the tallest family at 5 feet tall. Oh yeah. I think the world average for women's height is, I think it was like 5'4". That's the world height for women, and it's 5'8" for men. That's how tall men are around the world on average. So you can imagine me at 5'9" and a little bit going, are you sure you're 5'9"? You don't want to lie about that, because if you're lying about your height, what else you lying about? The angles on the pop can. Boy, no, no, Rob, no. Boys are not easier to raise than girls. They both have their challenges, and I will explain why when you're a mother. I was a single mother for a lot of the boys when they're in their teenage life. Uh, so I can only speak to single mothers with boys. And I know a single mother with girl, obviously. But I will tell you the challenges with a girl when, and I'm speaking on my own behalf and all teenagers actually, it is chemically impossible for teenagers to be right, but they think they're right all the time. And that goes with men and women, boys and girls. And their frontal cortexes are literally jammed up against the side of their heads. So they have no rationalization thoughts at all. So the first thing that comes in that they want to go with, that's the way they're just going to stick with it, kind of thing. And they think they're right. So girls, that can come out as I hate you, I'm emotional, I'm gonna scream and cry, and I have nothing to wear, and everything sucks around me, and I'm gonna take it out on you and slam the door and tell you to go fuck yourself, and you're crazy, and all of that stuff. That's what girls do. Boys tend to act out a little bit different, I find. Anyways, personally, I had one of my children run away for a month. That caused me so much grief, I cannot begin to tell you. And some of the trouble that one of them got themselves into, let's just say I'm not unfamiliar with juvenile accountable for whatever actions they did, unlike other parents. Oh, my little Billy would never do that. And I'm like, bullshit. I saw your little Billy. You're delusional if you think your kids won't do something idiotic. So, but boys will be boys and girls will be girls, and they all have pluses and they all have minuses. I really just think it's how you handle the conversations, really. It's really, and nobody's perfect. You do the best you can with what's in your toolbox. And I'm not going to lie, I have like, when my kids were over 6 feet tall and one of them did an asshole thing, I wrestled him to the ground and sat on him after I think I don't know if I ripped out his little gangbanger earring or not. I'm not sure. Anyways, it wasn't a pleasant experience, but it was a learning moment. And when the police showed up, because I called them, um, the police looked at me and they looked at him and they're like, "You were on top of him?" And I'm like, "Mm-hmm." So my boys have a healthy respect for the alpha mom. Don't fuck with me. So, but that's, it was just like the last straw. But yeah, my kids are in their 30, well, what are they, 20, 20, they'll be 22, 32, and 30 this year. Yeah, 30, 32, and 22. Oh, those are nice numbers. Yeah. Yeah. So you gotta, like, when you're a single mother, this is what I've told all my friends. I've actually told a lot of mothers, never mind if you're a mother with or without a partner. But I've always found this very, whatever you do with your kids from 0 to 5 is how they turn out. So if you're constantly caving into them, oh, it's okay, little Billy, don't worry about that. You lit the garbage can on fire. I know you'll do better next time. No, you're going to be in for a world of freaking hurt and misery. Seriously. It's about setting structure and boundaries. And if kids don't have that structure, boundary, and routine, sometimes they go off the chains because there's no consistency, and kids need consistency. So if you've got one parent that always wants to spank and you don't spank, and if if there's no consistency, that's where the kids go crazy. They literally go nuts when there's no consistency in parents. I was always a consistent nagger. That was consistent. So yeah, my kids actually have a name for me, by the way. And even their friends call me this. It's Mama Don. Mommadon, like mother dinosaur. Yes. And there's a number of reasons of why they call me. Yeah, they need to have a lot of structure and they need to feel like you care. Like honestly, if you just let your fucking kid run away from home and you're not going out there looking for them, do they think you even care? No. No. I knew where that little punk was. He was with his little hood rats down at the freaking Dalhousie, whatever, being all my family around me. I support them in as much as don't do that. It fucks you up later on in life. Or, hey, I did that. It didn't work out so well for me. Or, hey, do this. It really made a difference for me. and give them some self-esteem to handle the problem themselves. And that's one thing all my kids are good at, problem solving. The youngest is a little autistic, but the older two are so good at problem solving and figuring out their shit themselves and that. So Ethan's a mama's boy. I love my little man. So, but yeah, family's fun. Family's fun. I love them all. But anyways, I love you guys all. I'm just gonna go bake some muffins and give away my baking and go for a long walk and go for a long smoke. Just thought I'd tell you how fun my little trip to the post office was today. So got a lot of cards that were very meaningful about standing in your love and your power and your intelligent thought and your integrity. So I love you guys all for being here and being in my frequency. So thank you very much. I love all your guys' names. Two fantastic unicorns. That's so funny. Your ex roommate was like this with her oldest son. Drive me nuts. Oh yeah. So muffins. Yes, it's muffins time. So have a very beautiful day. Sending every one of you and your children. Thank you for all your stories. I love the chats and stuff we have going on here. Just it's funny, it's energetic, and it's good to keep the vibes, just really lighthearted some days because I think we're on the tip of the iceberg, folks. It's all starting to come out now. So ciao for now. Love you guys. I'm very grateful to every one of you, and thank you again to all my art clients. It's been awesome. I'm gonna respond back to everybody who wants me to do new work now. So I've got quite a few things on the go. Boop, boop. I'm so excited. So light and love and blessings to you.